But our world is dynamic and ever-changing, with opportunities to innovate lurking around every corner. To build a modern monopoly, you need to seize these opportunities. Said another way, what you want to build is a creative monopoly, one that does not overtake and strangle an existing market, but rather creates an entirely new one over itself. Essentially, you need to solve a problem that a lot of people have. The trick here is that these people don't even know they have a problem. After all, the people of the 19th century lived perfectly fine without cars, as did you 20 years ago without a smartphone. To build a creative monopoly, you have to do three things. First, get your hands on proprietary technology. Innovation is the mother of all creative monopolies, and the harder it is for others to replicate your product, the more successful you will be. You can try to innovate existing technology, but in general you need to improve something by at least an order of magnitude before you can overcome your big, established competitors. It is hard to build a monopoly this way, but it's not impossible, and some of the biggest companies of our time did exactly that. Amazon offered more than 10 times as many books as any bookstore in existence. Similarly, Apple definitely improved the design of tablets by at least an order of magnitude, since they went from being borderline unusable to extremely popular. Of course, by far the best way to innovate is to create something entirely new, since then you don't have any competitors to worry about, at least initially. Next, you must harness economies of scale. A monopoly should only become stronger the larger it gets. Otherwise, it will get destroyed by the copycats it will inevitably attract. It may seem delusional to think about scaling to the billions while you're still at the drawing board, but if your idea cannot scale, it will never become a monopoly. Economies of scale are why it's so hard to monopolize a service. Even if you've got the best doctors in the world, they can only attend to so many patients at once. Software, on the other hand, lies at the other end of the spectrum and is the quickest road to monopoly, since every new copy of your product is only one click away. Harnessing economies of scale becomes even more important if your product's value relies on other people using it, also known as the network effect. Consider the immense pressure people feel to make a Facebook profile. Almost everyone has one, and if you do not join, you are essentially dooming your social life to oblivion. But if none of your friends were on Facebook, you wouldn't be compelled to join at all, since what good does it do to join a ghost town? The problem with monopolies that rely on the network effect is that it's very hard to get the ball rolling initially. Your network must provide value to its users regardless of its size, in order to attract its initial user base. Counterintuitively then, the best way to harness the network effect is to start in the smallest market you can find. After all, Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook for his classmates at Harvard, not for all of mankind. The final element you need is distribution, collectively made up of advertising, marketing, and sales. Remember all those people whose unwitting problems you have solved? Those same people are being bombarded with other solutions to other problems all year round. You must convince them that they need your solution above all others, and to do that, you need a distribution strategy. People tend to scoff at distribution because it seems superficial and dishonest. Shouldn't a superior product be able to stand out on its own? In an ideal world, maybe, but in our day and age, even just convincing someone to try your product is a daunting task. Distribution is important because it works. You may think that you are an exception, that your tastes are authentic and that only other weaker-minded people can fall prey to advertising, but make no mistake, you are not different. People tend to live with a false confidence in the autonomy of their preferences because they've become very good at resisting obvious sales pitches. But the best advertising is hidden in plain sight, and the best salesmen are those whose performance is so captivating that you don't even realize that you're being sold. The true masters of distribution have job titles completely unrelated to what they actually do. The people who sell customers are business developers. The people who sell companies are investment bankers, and the people who sell themselves are politicians. Persuading other people to buy what you are selling is quintessential, and in the end, regardless of whether you make your money through ad clicks or through government contracts, without a distribution strategy, your monopoly is doomed to fail. The allure of Monopoly is hard to resist, for although the opportunities are few, the rewards are great, and those who succeed become a part of history. If you wish to try your hand at this daunting task, I can highly recommend the book 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal. This book is what inspired me to make this video, and it is a brilliant work that offers dozens of counterintuitive insights that will help you see the world differently.